Hello everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for all of your support in creating our community of travelers that share the love and joy for cruising. On this video, we'll try to talk about first day tips. These are the things that I wish I knew on our first day of cruising on Quantum of the Seas. Okay, so now you've made it on board. So what are the first things that you have to do? Okay, now these are suggestions only, matter of preference. These are the things that I like to do myself. First, I like to report to my muster station for the safety brief, which is a requirement that every guest should do. Okay, so you report, you show up, they'll check you off. The second part of that brief is you do on your own. So that is by watching the safety brief on your TV, and I suggest doing that as soon as you get to your cabin. Also, if you have a soda package which you purchased ahead of time, what I would recommend is to claim your tumbler from any bar. Now the tumblers, they have microchip on the bottom of them. So this microchip allows you to dispense sodas at any soda machine on the ship. So without these tumblers, you will not be able to get your sodas. Next thing that we wish we knew was how to properly connect to Wi-Fi. So they actually give you a set of instructions on how to properly connect to your Wi-Fi, which they leave in your cabin. If you have an iPad or an iPhone, there are two settings that are most important you have to turn off. That is the private Wi-Fi address. You have to turn that off, and the limit IP address tracking. You may encounter some issues if these two settings are not configured properly. For Android devices or any other brand of devices, there will be a detailed instruction on how to properly connect to your Wi-Fi, which they will leave in your room. Show reservations. There is one show that requires you to have a reservation, and there is a very limited capacity, and that is Star Water. So Star Water only has 4 shows for the entire cruise, at least for the cruise that we took last week. And it has a very limited capacity. I think there's only 500 people per show. So make sure that you make your reservations ahead of time for the show. The show can be reserved using the Royal app. So if it's not showing up on the app, like it was not showing in ours last time, well, the issue most likely is that you are not properly connected to ship Wi-Fi. The next activity that does require reservation and has a very limited capacity is the complimentary North Star experience. North Star offers 3 different types of experiences. So they have complimentary, which is usually offered when the ship is docked. Now that is free, you can get on it for free. They have extended experience, which is when ship is underway, so that is for a fee. And they have premium experiences. That is if the ship is cruising in the Endicott Fjord or close to the glacier, so they charge, I believe, $69 per person for that. Now the complimentary though has a very limited capacity, so and that too can be reserved ahead of time, but can only be reserved if you are, again, properly connected to Wi-Fi. If you are not properly connected to Wi-Fi, you will not be able to reserve it for free. IFLY is another activity that does require advanced reservation. So just like North Star, it does offer 3 different types of experiences. So the complimentary IFLY experience can also be reserved on the app, but you have to be properly connected to the ship's Wi-Fi for you to be able to access the reservation. If it's not showing up on your app, so please double check your Wi-Fi connection that they are configured properly, so you can access the reservation and make reservation for these activities. And if you continue to have issues making reservations on either the Star Water, the North Star, or IFLY, CPlex actually can help you with that. So if you go to CPlex on boarding day, there's actually a couple staff there on the court that can help you make your reservations for the show and for those 2 activities. Flow Rider is another popular spot. This does not require reservation. It is a first come, first served venue. Rock Climbing Wall is another spot that does not require reservation. It is first come, first served, but per my experience, they did close early at one time. So if you plan on doing Rock Climbing Wall, please come about 30 minutes before they close. If you have anytime dining, you don't need to make a reservation. Per our experience, though, if you make a reservation, you tend to be accommodated at your more preferred time versus waiting in line for a table to be available if you do not have a reservation. Solarium Bistro is a complimentary Mediterranean-style buffet. So it's a step-up experience from the Windjammer. It's quieter, and they offer mostly Mediterranean food. It is complimentary, and it does require advanced reservation for dinner. Lunch and breakfast, they are open with no reservations required. For dinner, about 150 guests are invited to dine at Solarium Bistro, but you can also walk in, and if they can accommodate you, they'll be happy to let you in. And finally, we'll talk about specialty restaurants because they do sell out quick. In my last cruise, we actually were not able to reserve any seat at any specialty restaurant because they were sold out. And that was only 4 days into the cruise, and we could not get any reservation at all. So if you plan on dining at any of these specialty restaurants, so please do it ASAP because they sell out very, very quickly. If there's any other tips that you can think of, please feel free to leave them in the comment box below. Again, I really hope that you guys find this video useful. Thank you so much for watching.